if you're a beginner creator who still struggles to come up with content ideas, anytime you want to film content, you always see yourself asking, what should I post? What should I talk about? What can my audience possibly be interested in? Or your content still lacks direction. I think it's time for you to add content pillars to your strategy. And yes, please, I'm not talking about your niche. Your niche and your content pillars are two separate things. But oftentimes, beginner creators mix these two things together. They used to think that your niche is automatically your content pillars. No, they are not. So in this video, we're going to be learning everything content pillars. We're going to be explaining to you what a content pillar is, the possible reason why people choose the wrong content pillars, and how to actually choose the right content pillar for yourself. So first of all, what is a content pillar? A content pillar is basically your topic of specialization that your audience associate you with. So now, one of the reasons why beginner creators choose the wrong content pillar, or they make choosing a content pillar much more harder than it's supposed to be, is the fact that number one, they're always trying to choose what their favorite content creator is doing. Secondly, they are choosing based on what is trending. Trending doesn't mean sustainable. You can be talking about a trending topic today, tomorrow that trending topic have died. Can it be able to sustain you for as long as you keep creating content? The third thing is that they choose too many content pillars. As a beginner creator, what exactly are you doing with 10 content pillars? Even 5 is a stretch. 3 content pillars and you are okay. Because if you choose too much content pillars, you always see yourself struggling to, keep up with talking about those 10 different topics. And this can actually lead you to frustration and burnout if you don't take your time. You cannot be jack of all trades now. You have to choose something that you want to be known for. Another thing is that they always think that once you choose your content pillars, that every other thing you need to talk about, like every other thing you talk about on your page, should fit exactly inside that content pillar. But that's not true. That's not true. Your content pillar is more like a guide to your path, something that guides you to the path that you want to follow as a creator. It must not be, it's not a do or die affair. You might just wake up one morning and you feel like, okay, today I don't feel like talking about my content pillar. Something just pops in your spirit and you take the camera and talk about it. All of them is still content. But choosing a content pillar also just helps you to stay on track and in the wrong direction. Because if you do not choose a pillar, you keep talking about different things. When people come to your page is just all over the place. Nobody can say, okay, this is what this creator is known for, because you are all over the place. Now, let me give you my framework on how to choose the right content pillars for yourself. The first step is, what do I know? What do you know? What can you confidently talk to people about? Either from your expertise or your experience or the knowledge. What do you know that whenever people come to you, you can talk about this particular thing till thy kingdom, or you not get tired or get bored of talking about it? That's the first step. The second step is, what are you learning? See, whenever I'm having a clarity session or I am talking to my students, one thing I always tell them is that you do not need to be an expert before you start teaching people things. You can document your genuine journey. And this helps you to share your experience and journey in learning without you positioning yourself as an expert, because you're still in your learning phase. But that doesn't stop you from talking about the things you are learning. You can actually tell us the things you learned in class or in that course or in that master class. That is why it is called documentation. But if you want to create it as a content, you might be caught in between, you trying to act and actually being your actual self. People can actually tell when you are faking it, or when you are being your authentic self. It becomes very easy for you to talk about things, and people relate better to that your authenticity, that your real self, than when you are trying to add, oh, I am an expert in this particular field, when you are not. The last step is, what problem can you help people solve? What is that one thing that people often come to you for? What is that thing that people come to you for advice? Or what is that thing that you help beginner creators do? Or what is that one thing that whenever people come to you for that particular problem, they always meet with answers? And again, I want you to have in mind that your content pillar should be set where your knowledge, your interest, and your audience need overlap each other. Because you might be interested in 20 different things. That doesn't mean that your audience also needs to be interested in that 20 different things that you like or you need to talk about. If it's not helping them in any way, if it's not adding any value to their life, they will not be interested in those topics. So you see, your knowledge, your interest, and your audience need, the 3 of them have to work to each other to be able to balance the content pillar when you are choosing them. All right. So now that we have learned the basics, let's quickly help somebody and build up her content pillar. So let's call this person Jen. Jen is a new creator that just started creating content, and she wants us to help her and build her content pillar. First of all, Jen loves beauty. This is what she likes to do. This is what she does. This is something that she can talk about without, getting tired. And she's learning social media marketing. And also, Jen wants to help women grow their business. You see, this is the three things that she's interested in. And now let's use it and build her content pillars. All right. First of all, beauty. Beauty is very broad. It can be makeup, skincare, hair, clothes. Beauty is very, very large. So under the beauty niche, she said she wants to talk about skincare. That's her first pillar, skincare. Secondly, she's learning social media marketing. That's the what she's learning, right? Then the thirdly, she wants to help women grow their business online. She wants to help women grow their business, start and grow their business online. That is the third pillar, skincare, social media marketing, and growing your online business. These are her three pillars. Okay, now that we have been able to generate these content pillars, it's going to be very easy for Jane to come up with content ideas. Let's say, for instance, under the skincare, she can basically talk about skincare for beginners, skincare mistake that beginners are making, and all those skincare problem, right? How to get a glowing skin and all that. See, it's very easy for her to come up with content ideas. But assuming she just said, okay, beauty is my pillar, she'll be struggling to actually know what to talk about because there are a lot of things to talk about. And she doesn't even know how to narrow it down exactly to the one she is interested in. That is what content pillar helps you to do. She's learning social media marketing. She can be talking about things, new mistakes beginner marketers, social media marketers do, how to get your first client as a social media marketer. And as you're learning, you start to document it. All the things you're learning, you can start talking about them. That doesn't make you an expert. It still shows that you are learning, but okay, this is it. I know it now because I'm learning it. Did you see what just happened? Assuming now she did not narrow the content pillars down to her area of interest, knowledge, and her audience interest, it's going to be hard for her to come up with content ideas. If you narrow your content pillars down to what you can actually talk about, what you are comfortable talking about, what you know, and what you believe that you can help people solve, it becomes very easy for you to talk about. Like, it becomes very easy for you to come up with content ideas. You're not going to be struggling because you already know who your target audience is, and you already know the topics that you're going to be giving them back to back. And basically, that is how you choose your content pillars without any hassle. So if you still have any more questions about content pillars or how to choose your content pillar or anything at all you have questions to relating to content creation and how to gain clarity as a new creator, drop it for me in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer you. All right. And that's basically all for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you find this video helpful, which I know that you did, I know that you learned something from this video, make sure you give this video a massive thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for relatable videos like this. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Mwah.